Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Good evening, guten Abend, buonasera, buenas noches, good Abend, good afternoon, good kwel, dobry wieczór, grüß Gott, konnichiwa, xin chao, ni hao, grüezi wohl, annyeong, namaste, kamusta. Here we go, yo estate, kivanok, salam alaikum, and shalom, my dear friends. It is the third best of three series for tonight. We got WhiteRa playing against Naama here on the Black Dragon League. Naama is the green Terran in the bottom left location. I was just going with this word with S, and then I was just starting position, bottom left starting position. Yeah, next time I will be a little bit smarter in that regard. Here, his opponent spawning on Zelnaga Kevin's cross positions. There's always cross positions, by the way. WhiteRa himself as the red Protoss in the top right. I mean, a lot of the favorites won their games today. Dimaga against Goody, Naniwa against Naama, Kaz against Nightend. All those players won. But keep that in mind. All of those games went full distance. So best of three, and let's just see if it will be the exception today. We might see a 2-0 or even a 2-1. WhiteRa being the favorite here. Naama was not too good of a performer in terms of gameplay, tournament play, etc. lately, but as we saw today, he was in a good mood in the chat. We just played some Star Duel against each other. We were, me and Navi Hireling, were about to win against those, and then WhiteRa was back, and that's why they left the game, said, oh, it's a draw, but everybody was watching the stream, knew what was up. Anyway, so Naama, what is he doing? Getting out the first Marine, of course, to get rid of the probe here. Second, Deeper is coming up for him, and lately when I saw Naama play, he just went for a lot of all-in-ish types of play, but of course playing an all-in against a Protoss might be very, very difficult from time to time. We saw Kaz doing a brilliant job with a proxy factory Thor or Stimp Marine SCV rush against Nightend, where Nightend just was not able to do anything about it. And the first Thor was already too successful here for Kaz, and that's why you have to watch out. Of course, the Thor as a one-base build against a Protoss is a very, very good thing to have, because it can deny and negate those possible force fields on ramps, etc., etc. But let's see, Naama, of course, does not necessarily have to go for a one-base play, especially considering that this is a best of three, so he has a lot of possibilities, a lot of options here. We have Scrap Station and Metalopolis as maps number 2 and number 3. I'm not 100% sure about the order there. And nice job by Naama to use his SCV to just buy himself some time, because now he bought himself enough time for this bunker to finish. Well and smart played here by Naama. Just moving in here, back with this SCV into the bunker, should move out of the bunker pretty soon. Now, WhiteRa here with a Stalker going for 2 more gateways. There we see a pylon on the low ground, so looks like WhiteRa wants to expand pretty soon. There we see the command center is coming up for Naama. And one Reaper here of Naama was able to deny a pylon, if I was not mistaken. Kill 2 units here. I didn't thought that the Reaper was out already, but apparently it was. So follow-up play by Naama will be some siege tanks, and it will not be some one-base play, yes, because of the command center. So Naama still tries to kite the Zealot here. The Zealot was at 1 kill, probably killed an SCV, but this was still not enough, because now the Stalker took him out. And we see the Nexus is about 33% done here for WhiteRa. The command center is about 95% done here for Naama. So Naama with a small, small lead here in terms of expanding, but not too much though. The second building warping in right now is the robo facility next to this 4th gateway. So some standard gateway robo play coming up here by WhiteRa. Ra, siege tank on the high ground, siege mode, just halfway done, not just yet finished. SCV, not an SCV, and Hellion is moving out for Naama right now here. Moving past the Zelnaga watchtower, checking for any possible proxy pylons, maybe some proxy stargates at the same time. Of course, a smart thing to do. I mean, WhiteRa, he knows what's going on. He's got special tactics prepared all over his place. And I mean, lately we had more and more a boom of the special tactics joke for WhiteRa, but I'm being a hipster nerd right now. I already did some special tactic jokes for WhiteRa back in October last year. Just saying. Sometimes it just feels good to be a hipster nerd. Anyway, Orbital is landing here at the natural. Tanks are sieged up. Naama not having any bunkers just yet, but there we go, building 2 bunkers. Good job by him. Now the question will be, what is the follow-up play here for WhiteRa? And thank you very much. Because the Twilight Pouncil was just walked in by him, do we see the assimilators here? Yes, we do. I mean, I have to say something else. WhiteRa is doing it exactly 1 more second later. I mean, I spotted it already, but I wanted to say, oh, actually, it's nice to see some Warp Prism play by WhiteRa as well, so he wants to go for some more harassment-oriented. WhiteRa needs to watch out. He did not. So missile turret 1 kill, killed the observer here, took care of it. We see the cloaking is coming up, and this is not the ghost, it is the Banshee cloak. So Banshee's already rallied over here by Naama. WhiteRa, and this is really, really smart. As long as he has nothing to do, just go for the rocks. Anyway, take them out so you don't have to, when you're later on pretty busy with your units maybe. So +1 is coming up for Naama here. The cloak will be finished in the next 35 seconds. We see the starport is another starport actually coming up. This is interesting. So he's going this 1 more starport, going for 2 more barracks. And I like this build quite a lot, so I'm not sure if those guys spotted each other here. The Banshee by Naama, looks like WhiteRa spotted the Banshee. Did Naama spot those Warp Prisms as well by WhiteRa? Yes, so they spotted each other and they're basically nullifying each other's drops here. So Banshee is about to move in. Where is Observer? And here he is, the Observer. So the Stalkers are there, taking out the Banshee, and the Banshee killed 1 probe, and that's basically about it. But the Warp Prism is still alive. As long as you can do nothing with your Warp Prism, at least something you can do is to safely retreat and not losing any units. We see Naama going for a command center once again here at his natural expansion. The rocks still there at the gold, but the rocks have been taken out on the low ground, and WhiteRa, of course, not of course, but I can understand why he's going for the low ground. It's a little bit easier to defend most of the times, not all the time because of the high ground here. But he needs to focus a little bit more on the gas, not so much on the minerals, and that's why getting this expansion there is a smart thing as well. And now Warp Prism attacking this missile turret, attacking this Warp Prism. Some it's getting dropped. Getting picked up, getting dropped once again. He wants to walk in some more units. Did not do this, but the siege tanks actually did do quite a lot of splash damage here. Some of those SCVs are in the red. The missile turret, the Warp Prism is getting away just in time. Here are 4 more Stalkers for WhiteRa. He might be able to pick up those 2 supply depots and then just 1 back once again. Now going into phasing mode, so he will be able to warp in more units at the same time. Going for the Nexus, having a pylon here on the high ground. So smart play by him. Blink is finished for the Stalkers, so he will be able to do some shenanigans with those as well. And he needs to watch out for the Observer. Observer is not getting out. It is getting taken out right now. Going for the normal mode, the unphasing mode here with the Warp Prism, trying to get away. Of course, Blink saved the day, taking out 2 depots is a good thing to do. It's got the pylons everywhere on the map. WhiteRa style, so to say, doing a good job. And let's see, this command center is now in orbit already. He's just going for more SCVs before he's actually landing it here. He still, by the way, needs to take out the rocks at the same time. Let's take a look at the upgrades. The +1 is finished, +2 coming up for WhiteRa. And looks like WhiteRa is one of the few Protoss players. Oh, no, actually I know why he's just not going for the armor upgrade right now. Because he knows about those siege tanks, he knows about the Banshees, and that's why the +1 attack is actually the better choice to go for here in that regard. A Viking patrolling for any possible war prison play, so nice job by Naama, and I really like the playstyle of Naama here right now. And I mean, he lost 2-1 to Naniwa in the best of 3 series, and in the third game Naniwa, like he likes to do this, he proxy gated Naama was too much behind, and that's why he lost the third game against Naniwa. Now WhiteRa doing a little bit of work here for double cloak Banshee in the mix as well, and the low ground here with the photon cannon doing some detection. Let's take a look. 1 kill here on this Banshee, 2 kills on the other Banshee, and because WhiteRa has a cannon on the low ground and on the high ground as well. And nice job to move in with the Stalker's blink as soon as the Observer was in position. And I mean, he's got the Robo Bay finished, so why not go for an additional upgrade? It's not too cost effective here. It does not cost too much, but it actually is very cost effective. The Gravitic boosters, the speed for the Observer only costs 100 minerals and 100 gas, and if you have to be very agile with your observers regarding cloaked Banshees and stuff. Smart thing to do. So looks like WhiteRa wants to do some damage here with his with his Blink Stalkers. Cloaked Blink Stalkers would be actually pretty easy. A pretty awesome combination of units to have. What about those Colossus? It looks like he wants to move in from the left side as well with the Colossi. Now rearranging his Stalkers. We got Sensatory, like Todd was mentioning here, at the gold next to the orbital command. There we see the Nexus is warped in at the 3 o'clock. And let's take a look at the supply. 160 and 156. It is pretty much the same. The harvester count for the moment 64, 65. Naama in the lead. Of course, Naama got 2 times the mules every 80 seconds as well. And this patrolling Banshee Viking might be in a lot of trouble, but smart job, of course, by WhiteRa to move in with the Colossi and the Blink Stalkers. He can move to the high ground with no problem at all. And Naama decides it is time for a counter-attack. No need to try to defend this. Of course, trying to defend this will only result in WhiteRa running away, so all those production facilities go down. So with all this Naama got left, he needs to make something happening. So WhiteRa is just trying to get as many units as possible in order to buy himself some time for this base race. At the same time, WhiteRa moving over here with some Blink Stalkers at the natural, taking out even the fusion core, because Naama was planning to go for some battle cruisers, whopping in some more units here at the 3 o'clock. Naama splitting up his units, going for the Nexus at the low ground, taking out the natural expansion as well, but we still have the main base left, so those 2 Colossi most likely will not just get finished. Where are the remaining units? Taking out the natural of Naama right now, and Naama is continuing to move in the base of WhiteRa. WhiteRa at 150 supply, 120 for Naama currently, who has invested more in his army composition, and it is clearly WhiteRa having invested 1,300 gas, 2,000 minerals more. So in terms of a possible base race, WhiteRa should be the one ahead right now, but never underestimate a Terran player going for a base race. Why? Because yes, they can freaking lift up buildings like this orbital command. He's still got quite a lot of SCVs left. He will be able to land this here, but of course this might be a little bit problematic for him because there are not many minerals left. So looks like WhiteRa is moving back right now, and let's just see where this is going. Naama's got all those supply depots left. WhiteRa just went for some more gateways here in the middle of nowhere, putting up another Twilight Council. And now he's pulling back with his forces. This is interesting. So he's too afraid to take into those siege tanks, bunkers and missile turrets, which I really can understand. And I mean, Naama, he's sitting on 2,400 minerals, 1,300 resources, and looks like WhiteRa tries to go for a possible attack, tries to pick up those units, which are a little bit too much for him. And now, yes, WhiteRa knows about this. Medivac blinking up there, taking out the Medivac right away. The siege tanks did do a little bit of damage to the Colossi, but one missile turret in this bunker is gone. The other missile turret is in a lot of trouble, and with Naama not being able to mine here from the natural of WhiteRa, WhiteRa is just able to just warp in more stuff. Now he's doing this, got a cybernetics core finished as well, and that's why he went for the Twilight Council. Of course, the Dark Shrine DTs are so awesome in this sort of stalemate base race situation. So this new main base of WhiteRa here at the 9 o'clock, once again Cloaked Banshee coming in. Does WhiteRa have any observers on the field? He's got one observer somewhere. Currently I have no idea where this observer is flying around, but here are the zealots and the stalkers of WhiteRa taking care of the rest. Naama just started the +3 attack. I mean, he's got enough minerals and enough gas, so sure, why not, but he should get a lot of production facilities. He's got a barracks finished, immediately going for the factory here, and looks like WhiteRa is about to move out. Once again, there we see the robotics facility, so he does not want to give up on the observer production. And I was checking for observers for WhiteRa to detect his own DTs. I just realized it right now. I was checking for ravens, of course, and now we have here this raven actually with 200 energy, and of course double point defense drone is quite an awesome thing to have. So smart job by Naama, just throwing down 1 point defense drone. This PDD lasts 3 minutes 180 seconds, which is more than enough time for Naama to just energize up once again. And looks like WhiteRa tried to take out some of those stalkers. SCVs mining here of a long distance. I mean, yes, Naama is more or less safe here, but I think he needs to play a little bit more risky, landing here with an orbital or just rebuilding another one. And what is he doing now? He's going for the triple starport. Does he still want to go battle cruisers? I'm not so sure if battle cruisers against +2 blink stalkers might be the correct rate to go for, but let's see. Maybe Mass Banshee is what he tries to do. I'm not 100% sure, but WhiteRa expanding once again here at Naama's bottom right low ground expansion. Blink coming in, Mule get taken out, more SCVs get taken out, and it looks like WhiteRa had enough moving in, and we should see more point defense drones. There we see the second one, and this Raven is already at 51 energy. Once again, now WhiteRa just going for more pilots. Of course, he's at 130 supply once again, so of course here with the better end from this base trade, because WhiteRa was just attacking so much earlier than Naama. Stalkers were under attack by the siege tank. Smart job by WhiteRa to just blink out, move back, and be safe, at least for the moment. Maybe a second spin geyser assimilator would be an option. We see some high Templars being warped in somewhere. Here they are. Ha! Some ninja mining trying to go on by Naama, but WhiteRa just intercepting those right away, and his observer is now trying to provide some vision on the high ground, but still there's the missile turret, there is the Raven, and the siege tank got all those Colossi in range, just barely. Here we can see how much the range for the siege tanks actually is, how far he can shoot with his range 13 right now. So with this Nexus finished, he's able to just get 2 more gateways. And Naama, he was sitting on quite a lot, and Naama actually he's going Masked Banshee. That's why the 3 starports. We get the 4 Banshees out. Of course, 4 Banshees will be a good unit to take out those stalkers pretty fast. Now WhiteRa, of course, has to run away. We see those 2 Templars here. Does he have enough energy for good feedback? He's feedbacking anyway, but still the Banshees survive. Feedback on the second one. Do we see feedback on the third? No, because there are only 2 of those high Templars. But no problem for WhiteRa. He can go for the mining here on the low ground. Still, those 2 gateways just finished for him. there we see the Stalkers, not the best. Oh, and in the same time, those Stalkers were moving in the range of the Siege Tank. The Siege Tanks were unsieging, can't get more unlucky here. It looks like now moving down, he could have and should have done this a little bit sooner, at least in my opinion, because he was not mining for any time, for quite some time here. And now it looks like the Arcade for WhiteRa is going down, but now here with the 5 Banshees able to do quite a lot of damage actually, but because of the fact that he does not have any more income, he might not be in the best position for that after all. Let's see, how many siege tanks do we have? We have 5 siege tanks here, and I could see a WhiteRa blinking in, trying to take out some more production facilities, abusing the immobility of those sieged up tanks, but he's not yet doing this currently on 4 gates. Even got the forge. Is he going for any more upgrades right now? No, he just wants to have some cannons in his expansion here at the 3 o'clock, or actually in his new main base at 3 o'clock. Even though this looks a little bit more main basish with all this tech and production facilities next to this nexus. And now it looks like WhiteRa finally is moving in. Point defense round once again deployed, but it will not be enough. Nice high storm on all those Banshees and only some siege tanks, and those Banshees are left. Now it still tries to micro a little bit, but most likely it will not be enough. Orbital command gets repaired here, but all the Colossi taking out all the SCV here. And with this last siege tank going down, I think GG should be called any second right now. So very well played by WhiteRa. GG, there we go. And WhiteRa is currently up a 1-0 against Naama here in this best of 3 series for the Black Dragon League.